Fact is taking centre stage. This is On the Hour.
On the Hour.
Such is politics.
It's a painful business.
On the Hour.
What you mustn't do in politics is listen to people.
It's a painful business.
Such is politics.
The City of London will be skating on thin ice today.
I do want to pick up.
If anybody knows whether he said yes or no to that question, they're cleverer than I am.
On the Hour with Christopher Morris.
Good eve news. Today's leading items classified and abbreviated into a taster section which serves as a prelude to more detailed elucidation.
The headlines.
Brilliant professor unplugged by careless cleaner, 300-ton flag pulled out of shepherd, and 7-inch man in catering sabotage.
On the Hour.
Plus, Kenneth Clark reveals details of David Mellor and Chris Patton's revised routines in his fundraising nude dance group, the Clarkendales.
One thing that they do both seem to have dropped is opposition to performance tables, which were shocking when we first proposed them, but now they've discovered they're rather popular.
And in our regular opinion feature, It's Your Mouth, you, the public, voice up on gestures.
Do you see gestures getting out of control?
Yes, I do.
Any examples?
Well, it's usually from a council house, isn't it?
What sort of rank of person should supervise gestures? Bishop.
But first, the news. A High Court trial using the latest genetic techniques has found the defendant's DNA guilty this afternoon. The evidence showed that the nucleic acid, which encodes the body's structure and behavior, had caused the man to become a robber. Passing sentence, the judge said the man was free to go, but ordered that his DNA should be confiscated and imprisoned in a special cell.
On the Hour.
And earlier today, holidaymakers were terrorised when Jenkins the killer whale escaped from Winsnade Safari Park and ran amok through Tarsden city centre. During a 7-hour rampage, the cetacean menace looted shops, wrecked cars, and shot 14 pedestrians with a tranquilizer gun. The piebald beast was eventually intercepted by a 3-year-old child who simply held up her hand and said, "Enough."
On the Hour. Interesting listening with a newsy stamp.
It's Uppgren Velby. Time for Rosie May with an environment update.
Green News update from me, Rosie May. Shropshire's biggest mushroom is in danger. The mushroom, which is the biggest one in Shropshire, has been growing in a wood there for over 11 weeks and, according to Tim Phillips of Shropshire Mushroom Watch, is in danger of being walked upon or eaten by a wood creature. If you wish to help save Shropshire's biggest mushroom, you can help Tim set up a series of large man and animal traps around the mushroom's nest.
Green Desk.
Sit in a pen and save a hen. So says anti-battery farming campaigner Lombard Gnarly of Vancouver, Canada. Recently unemployed Lombard is inviting young girls to come and be chained to him in a cage as a way of highlighting the cruelty of battery farming. Says Lombard, they have to be girls though, and no one is allowed to watch us in the cage because that's what it's like to be a hen.
Green Desk.
This is Sports Desk. I'm Alan Partridge. Soccer news. Troubled Chelsea have sold star player Clive Allen for £1 million to Chessington World of Adventures. Clive will be kept in his own enclosure near the insect house, where children will be able to see him swing from a tyre in a tree, jump through a hoop to catch food from his keeper's hand, and, of course, give displays of the soccer skills that have made him famous. Racing. The winners from yesterday's meeting at Horchester. 3 o'clock, number 5, Pixies Excuse Me. 4 o'clock, number 3, Cut Me in Two, Sago Destiny. 4:30, number 8, Mussolini Cough Chutney. 5 o'clock, number 4, a photo between cavalry trouser tips and hepatitis B.
On the Hour. The world in a tablet.
And America now, where they say beauty is more than skin deep. A report from CBN's Barbara Wintergreen on the latest look fad to storm the States emerged from the American newsfeed facility we have recently installed in a small room which used to be a cupboard.
They say beauty is only skin deep, but not here at California's San Spirito Institute for Pre-natal Beauty Therapy. Expectant Americans are flocking to Dr. Mortimer Marcus and Bill McVitie's Womb Center, and the reason? To give their fetus a facial.
What we're doing is we're grooming babies by getting involved, hands-on in the baby inside the womb, and preparing it for its birth so that it's launched onto the scene rather than simply born.
So what's the process? How do you go about it?
I sort of give Morty orifice access into the womb, whereby he can get in there and kind of via remote control make the baby up. He can do all.
Right. Once I'm inside the womb, what he can actually do there is I've got all my makeup and my cleaning tools and my pin back implements, and I can just get at the baby's ears and I just go, oh no, we don't like them sticking out, let's pin them back.
Marcus and McVitie have become interior designers for West Coast mothers, toning up unborn children into the perfect shape and complexion. A series of microsurgical hair transplants also means there'll be no unsightly baldness when Littlin pops out on the big day.
If we can improve the look of our baby while it's still in the fetal stage, then the baby's not going to know. It's going to be much cheaper for him, her, when him, her is an adult. The baby will have dark hair, and that hair will be neatly styled.
To avoid extra mess, for an additional $2,000, Curtis and Faraday Schroeder have had a self-cleaning womb installed. According to Faraday, Junior will burst upon the scene like a sparkling new Cadillac.
It's a very minor implant to have that done. It's very, very.
I mean, you can hardly feel it, can you?
Oh no! I mean, it works like, I don't know if I can say this, like a coil.
And I can hardly feel it at all.
No.
But the Institute's fallopian fashion parades have drawn some criticism. Women's League protester Donna Doubtfire claims that mothers have become desensitized by the craze for cervico-sculpting.
If I could get my hands on these men, I would do something very unpleasant to them both.
Like what?
I would hurt them as much as I could. I would probably take in some blood and some umbilical cords and shake it in their faces and say, this is what birth is about, not your clean, newfangled, cosmetic way of desanitizing and deappropriating and facilitating a woman's proper rights to give, to push, to hum, to sing, to love, to laugh, to scream as she wants when she's in pain. That is what we like to do.
People they don't like sticky babies. They want babies that are clean, like you see in the commercials. You know, that's what kind of babies people want to see pop out of the hole there.
So it looks as if this is one beauty clinic where plastic surgery and placenta go hand in hand. Barbara Wintergreen, CBN News, San Spirito, California.
Now our continuing series, Behind the News, How a Story is Made. This week, newspapers. We take a story which arose during the recent election campaign and chart its path from small undiscovered fact to a burning news issue.
Roxelle, you wrote it down about 20 minutes ago. We should have drinks over here. What are you trying to do?
April the 2nd, 1992. A leading member of the opposition party is involved in a heated exchange with staff in a hotel bar in Manchester.
Go and get the f***ing drinks now, you understand? But listen, if you want a f***ing job in the morning...
The exchange is recorded by a businessman with a dictaphone.
Very clear, it's very f***ing clear. Go and get us our drinks now, do you understand?
Friday, April the 3rd, 1992. In Conservative Central Office, the phone is ringing.
Central Office?
Oh, is that Conservative Central Office?
Yes, it is.
Could I speak to a campaign manager, please?
Hello, can I help you?
I have an incident to report to you involving a leading member of the opposition party. Are we on a confidential line?
Yes.
Last night, I witnessed this senior member of the opposition party in a disgraceful outburst in a hotel bar in Manchester. I thought you'd like to know.
Right. Can I just have a word with someone who's senior to me?
Certainly.
Just a moment, please. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yes, I've just spoken to one of my senior colleagues. We wouldn't want to handle a story like that, but you might find that one of the Tory tabloid papers would be interested, either the Mail or the Express.
So you would advise I call the Daily Mail or the Daily Express?
Yeah.
Right.
News desk.
Hello, is that the Daily Mail news desk?
Yes.
I've been advised to call you by Tory Central Office. I phoned them saying that I wish to report an incident involving a senior member of the Labour Party behaving in a despicable manner?
Well, who can we, you know...
The senior member of the Labour Party.
Neil Kinnock.
Right.
Okay.
I've got a tape.
Can you make out what's being said?
I can play you a bit.
Okay.
I'm telling you, wrote it down. You wrote it down about 20 minutes ago. We should have drinks over here. What are you trying to do? There's an election campaign up, for Christ's sake. I'm trying to... this is the last thing I need.
How much can you offer for a saucy one like this?
About 1,000, perhaps more.
9 p.m. Sunday, April the 5th.
News International, can I help you?
Hello, could I have the Sun News Desk, please?
Certainly.
Hello. Is that News Desk?
Well, I'm a reporter.
I'll have a story involving a leading member of a political party.
Yeah.
Behaving in a disgraceful fashion in a hotel bar.
And who was it?
Well, I wouldn't be phoning you if it was about the Conservative Party, would I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What happened?
Well, I have a recording of the incident.
What's he saying?
You wrote it down. You wrote that f***ing thing down on a piece of paper. I'm not going to find it for you. You know what the order is. Go and find it yourself.
We're talking this man blowing his top.
Is he Kinnock with her?
It's not exactly Harry Seacombe, is it?
What time of the evening was this?
Oh, 11:30, something like that.
So how did it all start?
I don't know. I turned round to witness the shouting with my ear.
I wonder if anywhere we can get arrange to collect the tape.
I'd only be prepared to part with the tape if you could pay me for it.
Well, you definitely get paid.
What I want to know is how much can you offer for a Kinnock story of this magnitude?
I have to have a word with my news team.
Can you go and ask him now, because I'm quite about to go to bed.
Okay, okay. Well, can you? You will hold on, will you?
Yeah.
Won't you? Okay, just a sec. Hi.
Hello.
But you've got this on tape, have you?
Some of the exchanges on tape, yes.
Have you got it there? Can you just let me hear a snatch of it?
Okay.
Put the f***ing jug down and get us a drink. Do you understand that? You getting my message? It might make myself very clear.
Finish that.
Put the f***ing jug down. Get us a drink now, sunshine. Do as you're f***ing told.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I can do. I can send you over a letter signed by me.
What will the letter say?
The letter will guarantee you remuneration of, at the minimum, at the very minimum of £1,000.
Can we make that 1,500?
Yeah, I can do that for you. Yeah.
What if I went to the Express or the Mail?
Well, they wouldn't go for it.
Why's that?
Well, because they operate on a different kind of story. So you're realistically your best and your only chance.
Okay, how do we arrange to pick it up then?
I can send a courier out but you need to let me know where and when.
Okay, if I send the tape by cab to Madame Two Swords, and you send a courier, the cabby will bring back the money to me, and the courier will take the tape to you.
Yeah. Okay. What should we say? 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m.
1 a.m. outside Madame Two Swords.
And you'll get cracking tomorrow?
Yeah.
So if
obviously tomorrow we'll be on the ground in a big way. You know, if we can get a good early start on it tomorrow, I think we can turn it into a great story. We'll be there at 1 o'clock outside Madame Two Swords.
Okay.
I'll speak to you tomorrow. Hello?
Hello there.
Hi, mate.
How's it going?
Well, they're working on it up in Manchester. I mean, can I ask you, I mean, would you be prepared to go on the record about it as a witness?
What could you pay me for going on the record?
Well, I should think that I would bump it up by another 500 at least.
Could you make it 2.5 if I went on the record?
On the record, yes.
Do you have any cash about you at the moment?
No, I don't.
I'd accept 50 quid if you could find 5 people with a tenner in their pocket.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
You'd have a whip round.
Huh?
Well, it's nice to get a bit, isn't it?
Well, look, what I'm going to do is I can get somebody to come out with some money for you in cash.
Could you create some sort of memento of this event?
Yeah, if you want one, yeah, no problem. What sort of thing did you have in mind?
Could you do me a sort of a framed picture of the newspaper editor?
Well, we haven't got any frame ones, but we can bring you one if you want.
You could do me a picture of him?
Yeah.
You could frame it in a heart shape?
Yeah.
If I went on the record, that's what I'd ask.
Well, I'm sure we could arrange it for you.
In pink?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, it's no problem at all. Sure, we can sort something out on that.
I'd be prepared to go on the record if you would quote exactly what I saw.
Well, yeah. I mean, we wouldn't misquote you in any way, if that's what you mean. I mean, you'd be quoted directly from what you said.
Which was Mr. Kinnock emerging stark naked from his bedroom at 4 a.m, shouting, "Forget Paddy Pantsdown, I'm Neil Kingcock."
Yeah.
And Neris Hughes disappearing, also stark naked, down the other end of the corridor.
Yeah, if you're wasting my time here.
Bye-bye!
On the hour, leaves the apple to ripen on the bough, then harvests it at tremendous speed.
And there's just time for one of your letters. It says, "Dear Christopher, I listen to your programme every day, and I agree with everything you say before 3:30. Yours, Jeremy Chumfatty, Papua New Guinea." And if you have any letters, do drop us a line to BBC Broadcasting House. Yeah. In a few moments, the news, but first a look at programmes later on today. And at 8 o'clock this evening, Radio 4 broadcasts the first in a new series, Alistair Cook, live from Central Park.
Good morning. This weekend has reminded me in a distressing way of that weekend in October 1973 when I broadcast a bang up to the minute account of what was happening in the Watergate scandal. By Sunday morning, my story was about as relevant as the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles.
That's Alistair Cook live in Central Park tonight at 8 o'clock on Radio 4. And we have an SOS message. A Mr. Peter Johnson has lost his mouth in the Ladbroke Grove area. It fell out last night when he was coughing. He's been back to look today, but so far has found no trace of it and thinks somebody probably picked it up. If you've come across a mouth lying somewhere in the Ladbroke Grove area, please keep it in a beaker of water and hand it in as soon as possible. And I really do just have a few moments now to let you know about today's weather. It'll start in this... Oh, shit. It. There's the time. Coming up over the near future, an eyewitness account of today's events.
There was a couple of loud bangs, gunshots, how else to describe them. They were sort of like this. Look out! Over there! Hey, get down! Get out of the way! This guy with a gun there! It was a bit like that, you know.
And it's time now to get an overview, an Obervuren on things European with Euronews from Eurocaster Jacques Huff from France's Radio Wow FM.
Sur l'heure, Euro Nouvelle avec Jacques Huff. Ok, et maxi bonjour, je suis Jacques Huff, monsieur l'accélérateur de vie, l'homme avec le doigt sur les légumes. Les nouvelles. Aujourd'hui, Paris Match a publié le grand pukerama du monde, les photos des personnalités célèbres qui vomirent et se puquent devant le public. Numéro 1, Ivana Trump, pendant sa visite à Euro Disney. Elle fait la douche-bouche sur le visage souriant de Mickey Mouse. Peut-être le souris ne souriait pas avec des carottes cubiques dans ses yeux. La baffe d'Ivana à Euro Disney. Et j'ai une question. Où est Donald? Numéro 2 est Monsieur Boris Yeltsin sur le Tour Eiffel. Après un déjeuner énorme avec 2 bouteilles de Dom Pérignon, il a fait son gas-assisted pompe d'estomac de l'assommé du Tour et a donné le pébaldage de petits pois à 400 gens en bas. Et numéro 3, les pics spectaculaires du pape Jean-Paul II. D'abord, il fait usage du grand téléphone blanc à la Vatican. Puis, il évoquait son ami Ralph dans le pop-mobile. Et enfin, pendant le walkabout dans la place de Saint-Pierre, il s'est barfé sur la tête d'un bébé. Oh mon Dieu. In nomine Patri, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Oh, le persiflage. Sur l'heure. Heureux nouvelle avec Jacques Oeuf. Ok, malheureusement, on doit dire au revoir, on doit partir, on doit entrer dans le salon du Depardieu.
Maman, papa, qu'est-ce que c'est?
C'est Jacques Oeuf. Oui, c'est Jacques Oeuf.
On the Hour. It's a magazine program with a very broad brief.
Now, have you ever wondered what a news roundup is? It's a brief summary of recent events which sets the context for the issues of today. It acts as a kind of informative backdrop in front of which current happenings are acted out. A news roundup now follows. Newsarama. The year began in early January, and in the United States there was trouble for Democratic nominee Bill Clinton as opponents dragged up a series of embarrassing affairs from his future. Detailed documentation of sordid payphone sex encounters forced Mr. Clinton to plead for public understanding. I can't deny that these things will happen, he said, but no one should blame me for the way I will behave. My sense of propriety will have been erased by the constant pain of having to live in the light of today's humiliating revelations.
News dredge.
Meanwhile, in the election at home, the Conservatives won the nation's approval thanks largely to the clear and positive policy statements of David Mellor.
We say that so there is plenty of
oversight.
And the poor showing of Sinn Féin's Gerry Adams may have been due to a series of dubious broadcasts he made following the lifting of media restrictions.
After Willie Devil loves Charlie, and I love him too. It wouldn't matter little devil, he'd even leave with a shame. The words that I can say to him is well done, Charlie, for he.
News match. April it is, and rock drummer Keith Moon wins £100,000 damages from the Face magazine over an article suggesting he is dead.
100 days a second.
I don't know who drew up these rules, but if that's the rule, it's a very curious one. Well, Rule 4.2...
Back to March, and a few Rory over the rules in the Cricket World Cup, which state that in the event of rain, the side going in second must have their bats shortened in proportion to the number of raindrops falling. In the semi-final, South Africa, already chasing England's total with bats only 6 inches long, were forced to face the last 2 overs with no bats at all.
Fact trawler.
And finally, who will forget February the 18th, when Channel 4 began covering the cult sport of real football. The medieval game is played between 2 villages day and night for up to a month until one side kicks the ball into the crypt of their opponent's church. Douglas Hurd was the commentator for a sport in which the absence of rules and unrestricted use of weapons made for compelling viewing.
The two sides are pretty well entrenched, and of course a good deal of blood has flowed. And I just hope that people will get weary of the kind of massacre which we've seen in the last few weeks.
More news past in the programme Future, but first a pause for thought from Monsignor Trebe Lopez.
Jesus is like milk. He may go off in the hot weather, but he will always be back on your doorstep in the morning. How dare Lord Longford proclaim himself a lord? We all know the Lord Jesus is the only true Lord. Last night I attended a rave at a warehouse in Hereford. There were many young people dressed in cycling shorts and loose-fitting long-sleeve T-shirts. I felt somewhat displaced until a young man took me into a toilet cubicle and sold me a tab of E. Thenceforth I bopped till daybreak in single-minded pursuit of the groove. Jesus didn't dance, but his beat goes on.
Green Desk.
Green News Update from me, Rosie May. Meat. The ongoing depletion in the Earth's natural fruit and vegetable resources might see the emergence of meat as a valuable source of food energy. Dr. Elsie Mayer of Minneapolis Vegetable and Fruit Research Institute says Mother Earth may only yield so many potatoes and parsnips. She isn't a bottomless well. This madness must stop. Comedian Freddie Starr of Reading says he ate some meat once and it was okay.
Green Desk.
Smooth-talking conman Jeremy Fargus was jailed this week for his eat more, lose more diet heist. He conned fat people throughout the country with his claims that the more you ate, the thinner you would become, arguing that it was a bit like infinity. If you went far enough one way, you would come out the other side.
Environmental news. If it's green, we'll cover it.
It's 11:30 without the 10. Time now for Alan Partridge with Sports Desk.
This is Alan Partridge with Sports Desk. Soccer news. Troubled Tottenham Hotspur have been bought outright for £8 million by the South American Republic of San Rico. The team will be trained in martial arts and knife skills to become the private secret police force of evil dictator Dr. Magneira, as well, of course, as giving public displays of the soccer skills that have made them famous. Sumo. Tokyo's sumo wrestling team are in town this week for a week-long display of sumo wrestling. Earlier today, two of the big fellas, Wumar and Hanum, showed me some of the moves.
I'm in the, I wouldn't call it the ring, but I'm in the,
Doyo.
Yeah, what, sorry?
Doyo. It's called a doyo.
A doyo, right, doyo. It's funny sounding. It's sort of a circle, and this is where the sumo boys do their stuff. I've got to say, for athletes, with the greatest respect, you're in terrible shape. I mean, you've got fat all over the place, all hanging out here and there. You've got breasts not unlike a lady's, if I may say so.
No, you don't understand the mechanics of this sport. It's very complex.
I may not know the mechanics of the sport, mate, but I know that people who are in trim don't have that much stuff hanging out the pants, so to speak.
We train, the bigger you are, you see, the easier it is to defeat your opponent because you have more force with you.
Yeah. You're just so fat. You really are quite fat. But I respect your shape. So, all right, let's pretend I'm a sumo. I've got that nappy thing on. I'm in the ring, the circle bit. I come on, I look at you, I say, hey, Wumar, you're a big fatty woman. Big fatty woman with big, you look like a big girl kind of thing. What would you do to me then? If I was to, well, hang on, listen. No, hang on. No. Hang on, loosen it. Please, I can't breathe. I can't do. I've got to do the interview. I've got to do the interview. Just loosen it a bit more. We're nearly there. Loosen it a bit more. Loosen it a bit more. Please, let me go.
And then a throw.
No.
Then you will be on floor and you are completely submissive to sumo superior.
I've hurt my arm, you've hurt my arm.
And just time to have a look at the headlines in tomorrow's papers. The Guardian stick for the third day running with Join the Dots and Win an Apple. Go outside and stay there, roars dying crocodile. That's the Independent. There's a graph there of a roar. Today, have a 4-page pull-out feature on who goes there dilemma, and the Norwich Evening Goblet have led with helpful milkman borrows ticket. That's it. I'm Christopher Morris, and an extremely firm evening to you all. This is On the Hour. Arise, Sir News.
On the Hour.
Such is politics. It's a painful business.
On the Hour.
What you mustn't do in politics is listen to people.
It's a painful business. Such is politics.
The green shoots of economic spring are appearing once again. In an unkind way, I just mean to consistently, year after year, be at the top of the tree.
On the Hour with Christopher Morris.
That's me. Now listen. Today's fronty prongs.
The headlines.
Rocket curtsied before blowing me up, claims General. Embarrassed dog found sniffing wreck of Titanic. And man with glass face, too disgusting for trial, rules judge.
On the hour.
And as the Conservatives unveil new measures reflecting the Prime Minister's increasingly low-key approach to government, Mr. Heseltine explains how this will affect the Queen's speech.
I'll tell you what will happen. Nothing. Nothing at all, except a stray conversation in the corridors of power.
Plus, with the daily increase in concern for the environment now official, we gauge public reaction to the proposed reductions in the size of cars.
How many feet should a car be then?
I think a car should be about 3 or 4 feet.
And small people to drive them, obviously.
And small people to drive them, that's right.
You wouldn't mind taking a size reduction yourself to help, would you?
Absolutely, no. Might be much better for everyone.
Even if it did mean that you ended up speaking in quite a high voice?
I wouldn't mind that at all.
But first, the news. It's been confirmed that Ireland has burst. The cockatoo-shaped landmass blew open along the southwest coast, squirting millions of tons of noxious fluid into the Atlantic Ocean. The troubleshooter Red Adair, who was dropped into the area to tie up the ends, has not been seen for over 6 hours, and experts say the colossal pressure of the flow may well have prevented him from knotting 2 peninsulas effectively. It's understood that American naval forces are standing by to tow the stricken isle out to sea, where it will be bombed and sunk as quickly as possible.
On the hour.
Well, to examine the effect of this crisis, I'm joined now by Foreign Secretary Douglas Hurd in Brussels. Good morning.
Morning to you.
In Oslo, the Norwegian Prime Minister Gro Harlem Brundtland. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And John Prescott is in our Birmingham studio. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Good morning. And on a special line set up to Westminster, Cardinal Basil Hume.
Good morning.
Foreign Secretary Douglas Hurd is joining us from Leeds. Good morning.
I'm depressed.
And our telephone correspondent Nick Ross is in Norwich. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
Now, Paddy Ashdown in the studio with me at the moment. You know Nick, don't you?
Well, good afternoon, Nick, and nice to be with you again.
That's nice. And on the line from her home in Sussex, Barbara Castle. Good morning to you, Barbara.
Morning, Ian.
Gentlemen, thank you.
On the hour. Towards a new Eden.
Now, there's no shortage of doubt that the world environment is in a shocking state. On the Hour has put together a nature awareness campaign called Know Your Globe. Here's Rosie May.
Green Desk.
Green News Update from me, Rosie May. How does it feel to be an eel? If you'd like to know, come to Ken Zetti's Eel Workshop in the River Axe, Somerset. Here you can go underwater and slither around in the silt to get a fair idea of how it might feel to be an eel.
Green Desk.
Personal cress farms. Scientists in California have discovered that we can all grow our own personal supply of healthy green cress in the moist, soft skin and dirt surrounding the rim of the anus.
Green Desk.
And as part of On the Hour's Nature Awareness campaign, we present the first in a series of factual enviropods.
That's the sound of an elephant. A beautiful noise from the heart of nature. Comes quite literally out of its trunk. Kinda gets you right there, doesn't it? But the seemingly peaceful world of this noble and benign creature is filled not only with threat, but a major death danger. You see, the elephant may be a tough cookie, but he is capable of being hurt. That's the sound of an elephant. And this is the sound of a gun. Put the two together, and Jumbo's a no-no. Sad thing is that the power behind the bullet is no more or less than man's greed. Because every day, thousands of elephants are quite literally put to death to be made into tarpaulins for lorries. We heard only last week the tragic tale of a lady elephant, let's call her Jackie, who'd been with a young bull called Brian for a couple of years when, literally, out of nowhere, came Duncan. Duncan was big, he was handsome. To say they hit it off immediately would be an understatement. Now, jealousy's a ruthless duchess, and it wasn't long before Brian had gone out of his mind and tipped off the local poachers. I guess he didn't know what he was doing, because in the resulting shower of death, Jackie, Duncan and Brian bought big with bullets and fell over to die utterly on the ground. Now clearly, nothing can compensate the world for this tragic loss. 3 deaths which, let's be quite blunt about it, you have brought about. You've done this simply by using something which was once transported somewhere in a lorry.
But if there is any good news, and I guess there is some, it's that the other elephants still have a chance. But you can help.
That is the sound of an elephant. Record it. Play it to a lorry driver and say, "Thanks to you, mate, this is on the way out." And then watch with pride as he gets down and vows never again to hollow the guts out of an elephant and stick it on his lorry.
On the Hour. Never balks at issues from which other news programs might well shrink.
I'm Alan Partridge. This is Sports Desk. Soccer news. Troubled Leeds United have sold Gordon Strachan for £2 million to retired schoolteacher Mr Philip Griffiths of Solihull in the West Midlands. Gordon will be expected to make beds, do gardening and spend any spare hours reading to his new owner by the light of a single candle. Mr Griffiths has no plans to allow Gordon to display the soccer skills that have made him famous.
News update.
A miracle has taken place in Birmingham. It seems the statue of a local saint has been vomiting real blood for over a year. Our reporter to Ventley Pastime has been to see just what's going on up there.
Victoria Square, Birmingham, and scene of unusual religious fervour. For exactly 1 year now, the ancient statue of local 17th century Saint Alderman Skinner, the bear word of bailiwick, has been vomiting real blood. And the man who has to contend with Birmingham's international status as a shrine is City Mayor Malcolm Norman.
It's certainly revitalised a lot of local light industrial work. I don't know if you've heard about our blood bath, bubble bath. This is a locally made product. It's a plastic bottle, a replica of the statue, and the nozzle is the mouth, and red foaming gel comes out. You put it in the bath, very nice.
Is it made from the blood of the statue?
No, not actual blood, obviously. That would be unpleasant and possibly insanitary.
Legend has it that in 1643, Alderman Skinner once spat a pasty into the mouth of a dying old man who had no gums. Though the story doesn't make clear whether this act of kindness saved the gumless innocent, thousands have been inspired by the legend of the spouting mouth and now flock daily to Birmingham to gaze on the miraculous flow. Among them are seasoned travellers Aileen and Eileen Donnellan.
We've seen 14 visions. We've been for 14 different countries and seen 14 different visions.
And 12 of Madonna. What were the other 2 of?
Well, there was the one in Knock, wasn't there?
That's right. There was the Hovering Donkey.
Hovering Donkey of Knock.
And the Weaving Daughter of Dante.
That's right, the Waving Daughter of Dante. That was in Perpignan, and that took us 28 days by foot with a suitcase full of stones.
For some, like local minister David Marston, these bizarre events hint at a contemporary truth.
People have been coming to church and saying to me, Father, well, they've been saying Dave, because I don't like the term father. They've been saying, Dave, what's all this about the statue, and what's all this about the blood? And I've not seen it myself, and I don't know whether it has or it hasn't happened. But I'm saying, if it is spewing blood, well, bloody good. And, you know, if people can draw from this experience and say, bloody hell, God loves me as well, that's great. And then maybe the problems will diminish. They can come to the youth club and we can talk about it and go camping.
Some still doubt whether a miracle has actually taken place in Birmingham, despite the obvious blood. Psychopsychologist Erica Lawson is the author of Phenomena or Phonydom.
Just behind the statue of Alderman Skinner is the Civic Library. Now, that has recently been re-roofed. Now, the roofing that's been used is basically a copper roof. Now, copper, as we know, once it is oxidised, becomes a red colour. The refraction of light during rainstorms can cause the rain to look red. Rain that's being bounced off the alderman's nose, that rain is discoloured.
That doesn't seem to explain why at least 300 gallons a week of blood has been congealing and building up with a fountain below the statue.
It's not, whatever figure you just cited. On average, it's been around 16 centilitres a day. Now, we're talking about a major inner-city area here. It's not unusual to have 16 centilitres of blood around. Not unusual.
You're not a Christian, are you, Dr. Erica?
I don't think that's relevant, actually. I don't want to discuss this because I don't think it's relevant. I'm a scientist.
Drive home safely.
To Vendley Pastime there with that fabulous report.
On the Hour knows where it is and how to get there by taxi.
Know your globe again, and while On the Hour has been boosting nature awareness for Radio 4 listeners, other BBC radio programmes have been doing their bit too, like Radio 1's Wayne Carr in the afternoon.
Radio Wayne FM. Wayne Carr in the afternoon. Wayne Carr in the afternoon.
Just brilliant. Okay, and time now for a chinny wag.
Chinny wag, chinny wag, chinny wag, chin.
Everybody here in the chinny wag chapter, yeah? And the subject for today is endangered animals. Yeah. Okay, it's a subject with just a lot of stuff and everything in it, because they're like real animals, only they're a bit endangered, and they're increasing in number every day. Just what do you reckon? Okay, Sparky?
Well, I think it's good news, really. I mean, if the numbers are going up all the time...
Yeah.
Then there'll soon be enough of them to get them off the danger list, won't there? Hey?
Good point. Yeah, good point. Okay, good point. Well made.
And another thing, right? I mean, what is an animal anyway?
Yes, Sparky.
You know, you've got to work it out, haven't you? What is an animal?
What is an
animal?
animal?
What is it?
Yeah.
What an animal is.
What an animal is. Yeah, you know, I hadn't actually thought about it that way, but now you mention it, I guess you're right. Okay. Yeah, good point. And what about you, Potato Man? Yeah. Yeah, right, okay. Good point. Yeah, good point. Well made. And what about you, Romford? Just what is an animal?
Well, you've asked a question there, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
What is an animal?
Question.
According to my girlfriend, I am. Hey?
Bit of satire. Okay. What do you reckon, Wendy the Pencil? Is a crocodile an animal?
No, because it's long and it's sort of hard.
So what is it?
Well, a crocodile is a vegetable.
Vegetable? A vegetable?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, sort of green and brown, you know, it's not animal colour.
Not animal colour. Yeah, animals are animal colour and a crocodile is green.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, green, not the animal colour.
Not animal colour, yeah, good point. And do you know what I reckon? Piece of factimation for you. I reckon that endangered animals are not really endangered at all. They're just hiding. Think about it. It's just a way of calling attention to themselves at the expense of other so-called common animals like sparrows and chickens. Yeah, okay. I say shoot a panda, save a chicken. Yeah, okay. Chinny wag.
On the Hour, equal doses of fact and whale saving.
Now, as you probably know, On the Hour celebrates its 33rd anniversary this year, and that means 396 months of brilliance. We've ransacked the archive for highlights of 1959, the year in which Britain first woke up to a brand new sound in wireless.
This is the BBC Home Service.
On the Hour. News.
Let me make it quite clear.
I am a very humble man.
On the Hour.
In the months and the years that lie ahead.
Spotlight on takeover bids.
On the Hour. Regular briefings.
I know that there are many people who agree with me about all this.
Yes, I can well remember the years between the wars. On the Hour. In the home service of the BBC. Hello to you. Good evening. The news be with you. Features in depth presently, but first today's particularly important stories reduced to sentence-long summaries. A reservoir filling operation has run into difficulties in the Midlands because of a protest by local sheep who are setting themselves on fire. It now looks certain that the northern town of Lancaster has unfortunately been destroyed by a lorry. The Minister for Building has announced his new plans will be characterised by a brisk, refreshing style, quite free from the depressing legacy of rationing and the destructive influence of bebop jazz. And the escaped lunatic who's been leering at office workers in a distracting way has finally been lassoed by the police and fed to the leopards at Colchester Zoo. But first, today's main news item. Reporters with microphones have been allowed for the very first time behind doors at the royal family's dentist. Today it was the turn of young Princess Anne. Our man Roger Mules was there to watch.
Oh, what a horrible sight. The water washing the whole side now. She got a weight of water in there, tons and tons of water, and you saw her drag right down, and I thought, anyway, she's just going to continue this roll and turn right over. But the water drained off, she shook herself and came up just a few degrees.
On the hour. News for you too, Daddy-o.
Even in its infancy, On the Hour was developing a formula which included not only news, but a wealth of feature material which was to become the basis of a magazine programme with a very broad brief.
And now it's time for Slate Desk. Come in, Clough Williams-Ellis. Today, slates.
I think it's very nice to have a variegated size of slate for a roof. One slate I cannot bear personally is the large, smooth, purple slate.
Clough Williams-Ellis, our Slate expert, who'll be back with more slates on Slate Desk at the same time tomorrow. On the hour, bristles with news for the listener at home.
But it was in the field of hard news that On the Hour really made its mark. Less than 6 months after going on air, On the Hour actually created news when Richard Leering, the then junior Treasury Minister, resigned following this exchange.
I don't listen to polls, I don't look at polls, I speak with people. I'm not prepared to be pushed around by a scullion such as yourself, who has no real knowledge of economics, or indeed in the thick of government, which is where I am negotiating.
Well, Minister,
I
wouldn't exactly say you're in the thick of government. You're not a member of the cabinet yourself. You're a junior Treasury Minister.
I'm a junior Treasury Minister, but however, I'm heavily involved in the day-to-day planning and execution.
Well, technically, you're not. In fact, the civil servants do the planning and the execution. You merely deliver a speech in the House of Commons. What is your position?
You're conducting the interview. I'm responding to your question, sir. And if you don't let me have my say and articulate myself as well I might, then, quite frankly, arse to you.
And that's the word you're using, is it?
Is
that the word that sums up your position, Minister?
Arse,
and
no.
That's where you want to leave
I'll go further. Big arse.
I see. And how much further can you go than that, Minister? Or is that the furthest you wish to go down this particular route? Yes, I will press you, Minister.
3 big asses on a bench.
I don't think that's enough for the general public. This is an extremely important issue, and if that's the kind of position the government wishes to adopt...
3 big asses on a bench?
Just 3, then, is it?
Drainpipe hipsters. I'm sorry.
On the hour, at the forefront of communications wireless.
Well, that was then, but this is now. And just time to let you know that there's a build-up of heavy traffic on the M4 westbound at junction 12 as the hangar gyratory system is being towed to Malmesbury this afternoon. And now for today's business news, here's Niels Blythe.
But the stock market's pretty mixed this morning. The 100-share index up 618 million point 20.288.4, 21,356. The ex-Building Society, Abbey National, report profits last year of £17, which means they're now Britain's second biggest bank. Provisions for bad drugs were nearly trebled at £155 million. Fison's report profits down 618 million% after being forced to withdraw Louise Botting from the American market because the US authorities were unhappy with production quality. On the foreign exchanges, the pound down 0.6% at one German Pfennig, 0.4.5, but sterling up at £72 million, 21,052.
On the hour, Rich Pickings at the Media Events Interface.
Back now to our main news item. The trial of mass murderer Daimler Jeffries continues to dominate the news in the United States. CBN's Barbara Wintergreen has filed this report, which is being played in on a blue reel, and that's how we know it's American.
As the trial judge
I have the responsibility to decide which laws apply to this case and to explain.
Judge Marion Hartman addresses the jury in the latest TV trial to grip America. But it's not 12 good men and true she's talking to. It's 14 million cable network viewers who each will be making an instant push-button judgment. Because this is the age of jury TV, the brainchild of convicted mass murderer Daimler Jeffries.
Well, I was just lying in bed real bored on death row. I just thought, what would I really like to watch on TV if I had a TV? I'd like to watch justice.
So, Daimler, what's the big idea?
The big idea. Big idea is we televise my trial. We're going to have the old electric chair rigged up in the courtroom. And then we get a phone-in vote. Viewers, be about 14 million of them. They can just decide whether I'm innocent or guilty.
And what happens if they vote against you?
They turn the electric chair on.
Votecution TV producer Brian Egleham is in charge of the televised death vote.
All the viewers have to do is at the end of the trial, they have a choice of two numbers. The first one, 09278, if they want him to be freed, and the second one, 09279, if they want him to be fried. Then the computer calculates the total number of calls for each number. Well, if it's fried, then the current is automatically connected and he fries.
Have you had any opposition from moral groups?
Not that has actually reached me beyond my secretary, no.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the scheme. That excited like a pig on smack, and sold the rights to 13 cable networks and got an option on a further 10 trials. Hopefully they'll involve me too.
You've heard the evidence, citizens of America. Would you vote now, please?
As Daimler Jeffries sees all hope of a retrial go up in smoke, it looks as if this is a primetime drama that's going to keep at least one viewer glued to his seat. Barbara Wintergreen, CBN News, Milwaukee Court Studios.
Fab. Back now to Know Your Globe. And the environmentalist Sir Lupus Kurtzsturgeon today launches his appeal to save the rhino. With this report from Here's Nick Watkins.
Sir Lupus Kurtzsturgeon claims the future of the rhinoceros depends on reversing a trend of disregard for the animal, which has been going on for years.
Extensive research from our centre based in Mogadishu has shown that most rhino deaths are caused by the cruel native habit of forcing them up trees to look for berries. When the heavy animals reach the thin branches where the berries grow, the branches snap, and they simply fall and tumble to an horrific death on the ground below. We feel that the killing must stop immediately because rhinos are badly needed by the aphrodisiac trade.
The natives, how will you stop them?
Well, obviously, we're going to be giving these people a bloody good kicking. But we've also planned on a more subtle, persuasive system, using drawings depicting rhinoceros on the ground, smiling, and a series of cassette tapes containing the subliminal message, stop driving that rhino up a tree, his fall and death will shame your people.
What else will you be doing out there?
The other creature we hope to save on this expedition is the park-keeper bird. It's a beautiful, graceful, if slightly pointless stork that wanders about the savannah, spearing detritus on its beak, until such time as it jams shut, whereupon it dies of starvation.
On the hour. Still drives cars? Yes. But is aware of the damage they cause, and would gladly sell them tomorrow if a realistic alternative could be found. And that's the point.
And I couldn't think of a more appropriate moment to join Monsignor Trebe Lopez for his thought for the day. Monsignor, any sign of any hope at all in what's going on in the world at the moment?
If a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, then how much greater is the worth of the Lord Jesus? It is 3. The telephone of a trusted earthly friend might be disconnected by the post office, but the Lord's heavenly telephone is always in service, though there is a complicated stacking system.
And now it's time for Sports Desk with Alan Partridge. And it's a special Sports Desk this week. As I gather, Alan, you're going to be looking ahead to the summer's sporting prospects. So what have you actually got to look forward to? Is it going to be a good summer for sport?
This is Sports Desk. I'm Alan Partridge. And it's a very special desk of sport this week, as we look forward to an exciting summer of action. If last year's summer was anything to go by, then look out for some hot action in the tennis field. Lendl about to serve, Cowshin is marched. It's a good serve, Cash go back, there's Lendl, over its volley, down, it's got that back, there again, the corner, he's not gonna, it's up in the air, it's not gonna get, it's a smash, yeah! Well, if you think the temperature was a bit hot there, things got even more frosty when it all hotted up for the boat race. Once again, Oxford and Cambridge, the undisputed grandmasters of racing boats on the Thames, are in the lead as they come under the bridge there, the famed bridge that has cars on it. But where are the others? Where are the others? The other universities, they're nowhere to be seen, and I'm worried for one. I wonder if Norwich are in the race, who knows? Let's keep our fingers crossed that they're not too far behind, and let's hope that they've not been sunk in some horrible boating disaster. That really would be a sad day for the days of racing boats along the Thames. And I think it's Oxford who are in the lead. I can't be sure. It could be Cambridge, but they're certainly in the lead. Of that, there's no doubt, as they round another bend and go under another bridge. This one that appears to take trains on it. And they emerge. And there'll certainly be a considerable amount of temperature for Nick Faldo at this year's Open Golf Tournament. Faldo there, placing the golf ball precariously on the tee. Heaven knows, hope it doesn't fall off. Have to put it back on again. People staring tentatively. The atmosphere here is absolutely electric. And he takes position, holds the long bat thing in his hand. He's in both his hands there. And he swings it up in the air, way, way up, and it's a fast stroke. He's hit it! And finally, who can forget the sizzling finish to last year's horse meeting at Royal Ascot? And they're off, yes, they're off. They're off, the horses are off, and it's Keith in the lead. Keith in the lead, followed by Thop Davity, the Pardon Me event close up the rear. On the inside is Henry Cooper, closely followed by Placenta Girl. And Bishop Thumpety Thump has lost his rider. And coming from nowhere, I Am a Horse. I Am a Horse. Coming straight up the inside. I Am a Horse. I Am a Horse in the lead, with Auntie's Pension coming at the inside. Bishop Thumpety Thump, as I said, is completely out, still out. Thop Davity on the inside, closely followed by Keith, the Bobby Devereux snooker experience. Lord Follicle's Whomsoever Machine from nowhere, and he's between Thop Davity and Placenta Girl. Thop Davity and Placenta Girl. Who's going to win? Is it Thop Davity and Placenta Girl? Thop Davity, Placenta Girl coming right up from nowhere, and it's Thop Davity, followed by Coventry Child Abuse, Placenta Girl, and there following up the rear is Barcelona Drugs Baron. No, I've just been told Keith's won. Keith won. Great. I am Alan Partridge, and this will be my summer of sport, as well as the Olympics. Welcome.
Thanks, Alan. Just about it. Just about all we have time for. And we have a quick notice for drivers. We've just heard from the Ministry of Transport that no roads will last beyond 7 o'clock tonight. So if you're in a car, hurry up.
Closing music.
And just time for a rapid glance at tomorrow's papers. There's a large timepiece on the front of the Telegraph. The headline there, it's 6 o'clock, say Greenwich Time Laboratories. I see the Times are giving away a Teach Yourself to Read book tomorrow. The Independent lead with Spherical Torpedo Depresses Navy. There's a picture there of a large splash. Come shake my hand, you bitches from hell, is the headline in the war cry, while the Daily Mail go with Blue Giraffe storms out of peace talks. That's it. I'm Christopher Morris. My species, Homo sapi news.